Hi everyone, it is Dawn and TB. We are back again with Mocha Dip. This week we are talking about anime, well, pretty much any adaptation, including, well, our main focus this go around will probably be anime manga into live action. We had a couple of things that we liked, a couple of ones that we didn't like, and we could go on and on and on and on and on and on. You okay over there?
Yeah.
You look like you dropped something.
I made sure I didn't drop it. Didn't want to cause a mess.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, so I know you were taking some notes on things that you like from some of your favorite adaptations. I can go into a deep dive of what I think was the best adaptation, but I'll hold off on that because I think that was going to be another episode.
Yeah, this is just this time we're just going to talk about Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes, speak up.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Uh-huh.
Bleach.
Uh-huh. And then the live action Sailor Moon. I know we had touched
Yes.
We had touched on that one because that
I got notes.
I'll wait. I'll wait because
not a lot of notes, but I got some notes.
Because I think we have the greater attachment to the Sailor Moon. So I think that one should be last.
That's fair.
Because we'll probably end up going on and on and on about it.
When we disagree on first.
Okay.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Did not like it.
Why?
The CGI was really janky. And it kept pulling me out. I could not get past the first fight because you could tell Edward was running on a treadmill. And that was something that I could not, it was just, I couldn't get into it. It was, to me, it was a whole thing of disbelief. I know it's fake, but when the CGI is pulling you out of the story so much, there is a mistake. There's something I can't. That's the same reason why I refuse to watch Attack on Titan. Real talk.
That it?
Yeah.
That's your only reason.
Yeah.
Because it opened the scene, he looked
yep.
treadmill.
The CGI was completely janky on in the first scene. Even in the trailer, the CGI was a little janky for me. And I know the story.
You didn't watch it, so how do you know the story?
Unless they went completely off script.
You watch the story. You didn't watch it, so you don't know.
Did they go off script?
Yes.
Okay, then.
Like I said, you didn't watch it, so you don't know. I mean, you really don't. That's just like the Snyder Cut versus whatever trash that was originally.
The theatrical release.
That's completely different. It's crazy different. So I'm going to open up notes.
Uh-huh.
Full Metal Alchemist. It opens with no, just playing. No, yeah. When you were talking about that scene to me, I looked at it as it didn't bother me. That I thought it was a little bit goofy. I admit that because, and I think they just felt like they wanted to have some of that dynamic of the anime. These stunts that no one could live through, because in that scene you're talking about, there are all of these pillars of rocks coming out of the walls, coming at him in like some kind of weird rock gauntlet. And he actually has, and one that comes from the front, and he runs into it and it knocks him out. And then behind him it was coming and it smashes together. That's so cartoony. That was a interesting choice, I will say. That was an interesting choice. There was some cheese factor there. I felt like, I think that was really the only one where they were super cheesy. I thought the CGI was pretty good in general for this type of show. It's not like Marvel. I'm just saying. It can only be. It's just that other countries are not going to put $100 million to a movie. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
They're going to put, I don't know, 20, 30 million, and they'll get a nice product. But in comparison, it's going to be some weirdness. But in general, I liked the movie. I thought they compartmentalized everything and summed it up pretty well in a way that you can understand and not be too much. It wasn't a parade of every Full Metal Alchemist character. What they did was
even the original anime didn't have a parade of every character.
What they tried to do was they did that first arc where it's like they comboed the arc where we go to Leor or Riol, whatever, and they comboed that, and they also comboed the end.
I saw Nina.
The end together. Yeah, they comboed those two together. It was interesting how they did it, because basically what happened was they had the Laboratory 5 incident, but they cut out all that stuff where you meet the three souls that are running guard. They don't have that there. What they did was, when they go to Laboratory 5 that first time and you see lust and gluttony and all that.
Yeah.
And then you remember when they went to where greed was, and they had that fight.
Yeah.
And then at the end with all the dummy souls.
Okay.
They put all three of them together into one incident. So it seemed like what happened was you go there, they see lust, gluttony, like, oh no, we're gonna get you, blah 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 blah, and then the dummy souls get released and they're fighting them, including that part with Hawkeye where she's with everybody else. They shooting them down that causeway. They had that scene, and when Mustang was like so mad at Lust that he fire flamed her like 60 million times and killed her. Yeah, they put all of that together, and he also killed. So he killed two like right there instead of one, and then 20 episodes go by, he kills another one. I thought that they did summon all of that up in such a way where you still got a good story, and it technically didn't end. They could have another movie where, because they didn't find the Philosopher's Stone, basically just like in the anime, he was like, I'm not willing to pay the price. Sorry, Al. He's like, I'm good with that. It was really good. I will say also too, Shao Tucker, everyone's hated person. To me, what they did in this movie, well, we know in the first Full Metal Alchemist movie, they kind of made Shao Tucker, it's like he did this horrendous thing, but it was like, oh, you didn't know how to feel. And in the second movie, it was like, nah, you're a dick. In this movie, they took it to the next level. It was very clear he was the villain of this series. Matter of fact, he was more villainous than the general. I forgot.
Bosgron.
What'd you say?
I think his name is like Bosgron.
That's not
the Iron Blood Alchemist.
I don't think that's the general that they use. They use the general that was. All right, you remember the old guy that was Mustang's mentor?
No, he was a sweetheart.
That's what they did. Well, you remember he was a little bit sketchy though. He was a little bit sketchy. So in this, they made him actually sketchy. And
Yeah,
you
and
remember the scientist that turned on the dummy souls and then he got ate up?
Marco? No, Marco didn't get eaten up.
Well, yeah, Marco got killed, but yeah. There was a random scientist in Full Metal Alchemist the anime that turned on the dummy souls and was like, ha ha ha, I want you to fight for me because all of these rebels are running over the command center, and they're like, ah, father. They hate him. To rewatch the anime. I wanted to rewatch the anime, but there was too many episodes in too little time. That's why there are some elements to this talk right now in which I'm going, do you remember that guy? Because I can't remember the name. But yeah. It was pretty good. I enjoyed the way they put it together. It was like a fanfic, basically, and it was acceptable fanfic. So that's why I feel like the adaptation did well. I know you didn't like the CGI, but it's a shame you couldn't get a little further to really critique it.
Yeah, when I had tried to watch it, it was at a bad time. I was being very critical about what my eyes took in.
Gotcha. I will tell you that the Shao Tucker Nina scene was it was bad, but it was way more emotional in the anime than it was in the adaptation. Also, too, they used the anime voice actors to dub the live action, which
because Funimation had control of it. So yeah,
they don't own it anymore, but I appreciate it. I found out they didn't own it anymore while I was preparing for this. But yeah, I like that. I like Vic's performance. He knows the character really well, even though he had to scale it back to be appropriate for the live action. It was really cool. And I think they even brought back the original Al.
Aaron?
Yeah, I think they did, because that was a grown man talking. If they didn't, then they used another older Al. That was a grown man. And I was fine with it. Really, Al didn't need to sound like a younger boy anyway.
Yeah, I was talking to the Macaroni Heathen about that because they were watching they decided to do a rewatch of, they pulled up the original, the Full Metal Alchemist, and we ended up watching it from right after Nina's arc. And we got they stopped watching both Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood on their Netflix account. Stop cold on the last episode of Nina's arc.
Because it was a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They are kids.
Yeah, so we ended up watching from there up until Hughes hired Sheska.
Gotcha.
And when that happened, I was like, oh, it's about to be you about to be hurt again.
Yeah, there was a lot, and I enjoyed Brotherhood in general. There was a lot of good stuff that happened in there, and then in this anime, I mean, obviously couldn't get it all, but it did the core story that you cared about, and it left room for a sequel. Though there was this part with that was super cheesy with Gluttony, right? When Lust, when they're in Laboratory 5, says, "You can eat them all." He's like, and then he opens up the little gate that's in his stomach, and he's like, and I'm like, that's cheesy. And then he goes running off, and you see this dude going, hoo, 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 with like these spikes sticking out the side. I was like, That is hilarious. Cheese.
Mm-hmm.
That was some cheese. That was definitely some cheese. But I had a good time with it. I did in general.
Okay.
And so that's all I have to say.
About Full Metal Alchemist, the live action. Okay, so now the next one up is Bleach. And I will say that I enjoyed, out of the fantasy anime adaptations that I've watched, I've enjoyed Bleach the most. Again, because of the CGI. The CGI was actually pretty on point with this one. Um what you were saying before about having $100 million versus having 25 million, it I don't think that's a factor.
Oh, it is.
In some ways it is, but to me in some ways it's not, because you can have Disney Marvel and have that CGI be like so mind-blowing and amazing, or you could end up with Cats, where the director went and blew all of the budget for stupid reasons and just didn't and could not recover. So,
You also have to have story.
hmm,
I said, in the day, you have to have stories. There were some questionable choices with cats in general. It made them cats look too real. It was creepy. It's just like,
and see that's what he and see that's what he wanted.
that's not what everybody else wanted. It's just like Sonic the Hedgehog. When they first submitted Sonic the Hedgehog as a trailer, people were mad or they were scared. And
Yeah,
then they said, "Uh-oh." They listened to the fans and they went and redid Sonic.
yeah, because the director was a fanboy.
And so they made him look more like the game character, which is a cartoon. It doesn't have real teeth like a person. That was a big thing. They gave him human eyes, human teeth, all this kind of stuff, and other human features. That was just freaking creepy on a daggone animal. Nobody wants to see that.
And a lot of people, and because they released that trailer and there was such a backlash, that was the main reason why that movie was so successful.
They listened.
Because they went and they not only did they listen to the fans, but when the fans realized, hey, they listened to us, the fans didn't care how it came out. They were like, just because they listened to us, we need to be there.
They gave it a real shot.
Yeah.
It did well. La la.
Yeah.
But they paid good money to make him look like a person. It was a wrong choice.
Yeah.
But
it totally was. It totally was. But no, the live action Bleach movie. Excuse me. The live action Bleach movie, that covered, it went off on its own track, but it was trying to cover the very first arc of Bleach, being told in a different way.
Yeah.
And like I said, I totally enjoyed it. The visuals on that were way better than Full Metal Alchemist. It's like those hollows did look like they could be roaming the streets. You know, the stuff that happened looked like it could really happen.
If Full Metal Alchemist didn't have those comedic elements, it would have, because it got cheesy with goofy stuff.
Yeah.
Bleach didn't really have any goofy stuff. I take that back. They did it with, I think the goofy part was when she started drawing again. When Rukia draws, everybody knows that's a thing. And
I was about to say the goofy stuff that they had was more so interpersonal than environmental.
Right, and that does make a difference.
Yeah. Because me and you we could sit here and act stupid all day long, as long as my curtain's not coming down and like trying to, yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying.
You're right, though. You are right. And that's an important factor. So, in Bleach, because I wanted to watch it again before this, and I hated that I didn't get to.
So did I. I got home from the day job the other night, and that was pretty much my only free time. And I was just so exhausted. I sat on the love seat, and next thing I knew, my kid was waking me up at like 9 o'clock, talking about go to bed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that I don't recall. I don't recall. Colm, was he in there? He wasn't in there, was he?
I don't think so.
And I wanted to see him because just and maybe they thought it was going to be cheesy. Let's be real here, because he was
Possibly.
self-reliant. Not
Yeah.
only would that have been expensive, but the fact that could have been cheesy. That could have
But
been.
I don't think they had gotten up to introducing Kon because they had so much stuff going on with Ichigo learning the ropes as a Shinigami.
Well, see, I kind of feel like they could have done it because he still needed a means to have his body roam around. They could have.
And next thing you know, you end up with Salem from Sabrina.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
The OG Sabrina, not the one on
Not
Netflix.
this thing happening on Netflix now. It'd be scaring you.
No, not that one. The Sabrina the Teenage Witch with Melissa Joan Hart. Yeah, that's Salem. But
Yeah, it's talking Salem.
but no, like you said, I didn't get a chance to watch it, rewatch it, and I remember it's focusing on his relationship with his family a little bit more than that first.
Because they showed it with the kingfisher. They showed that with his mom.
Yeah,
that hollow, which I thought that was good because that actually happened. I think after they got back from Soul Society in the anime.
I don't remember. I with the anime, I swear to God, I was in a fever dream. They were going into so many filler arcs.
Because because he became a Shinigami and he was doing the job for her, and then
Then she got arrested. He had to go rescue her. When they got back, all I know is that when they got back, they had to deal with the bound, which was all filler.
That's fake.
Which is all filler. It's like they get back, they get things settled, and they're about to start moving on. Urahime gets kidnapped, and next week we got a whole different arc. Wait, what? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then they had the bound, and then they went to after the bound stuff went down, they went to Hakomundo, where they started dealing with I keep pronouncing his name wrong, Cutie with the green eyes, and Grimjaw Jabberjack.
Ukiera.
Yeah, him. Cutie with the green eyes and Grimjaw.
Ukiera. What I gotta say.
Grimjaw Jabberjack.
Yeah, and Ukiera. That's all I know how to say. Because all them names was long, they were in Spanish, and you needed to look at them to know what they were. And seeing as they was 50, and that is not an exaggeration for y'all who don't know anything about Bleach, there's literally 50 people, maybe more, actually.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards more.
Yeah, I think maybe more before you even get to the Rancor. And do they all have two names too?
I don't know.
But they all got a 1 through 12. Was it 1 through 12? And then they got these other ones that are hanging around like minions on top that are trying to take their place.
Yeah.
And you're like,
yeah,
test your memory, and you're probably gonna fail. But if you don't, you're amazing. Just so you know. Oh,
look, for the longest time, I didn't know what the hell Kenpachi's name was.
Kenpachi's enough. That's all I know.
Kenpachi, you got his peacock his peacock lieutenant. You got his bald-headed lieutenant. You got the little girl to hang on his shoulder.
You know,
That's good.
Vice captain.
The vice captain.
Is she Chirico? There's too many people with similar names too. That's annoying. Because it's like you. Yeah, there's too many people with similar names as well. It's to a point where I really should rewatch Bleach because these names. First off, y'all, I learned my Japanese numbers 1 through 10 based on the fact that all of these different squads had a daggone number on their back. And that's how I was keeping track because you cannot remember all these names. You cannot.
I remembered from the different squads. I remembered like the actual name. I remembered Hitsugaya. I remembered Kenpachi, Byakuya.
Oh, everybody remember Byakuya.
And Renji. That's it. That's it.
Then you got the nurse girl with the braid that come down.
Yeah.
She breaks her hair into her chokehold. Then you got
the mad scientist.
Then you got 69. You got blind man Stevie Wonder. You got mad nasty scientist.
If we're counting him, if we're counting I think his name is Tenzin.
Yes, Tenzin.
If we're counting Tenzin, I remember Jin and I remember Aizen too.
Yes. Aizen counted because he was there the whole entire time of that arc and then he did his thing. So yeah. He counts. And then a lot of people. Because you at a minimum need to know at least the captain and the vice captain. And then sometimes there's 2 little minions to be hanging off of them vice captains that are important because they're running around, Yeah. And then they all have their weapon that has a name.
Zanbakuto, which has a name.
That all has a name and does a different thing. And so, 50 characters is probably too little of a number because let's face it, you have 40 of just the
good guys.
Society, good guys / we don't know what to describe them at the moment. Right now they're the enemy, but originally later on they'll be good because it's a misunderstanding. So there's at least because they're trying to kill Rukia. So right now they are the enemy. They're chasing them out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So there's a minimum of 20 of them, and there's really more than that. It's more like 30 of them.
I will say when it comes to the anime, not the anime, when it comes to the manga.
Love the manga.
I despise the ending.
That's fair. That's fair.
I despise it.
What about the ending of the movie?
I enjoyed it. I would enjoy seeing a Bleach Part 2.
Right?
Because I think the end of the movie, they took her back to the Soul Society. So we were shifting from the Kingfisher into the Soul Society arc.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, it was weird, but it kind of made sense.
Yeah, it was
because time constraints.
Yes, Bleach, just so y'all know, like 1,000 episodes. But it has a lot of episodes. What is it, 600?
Oh, God.
It's not 1,000 because One Piece has got the lock on that one. Naruto is going to come close. Because you're going to have that, Baruto. That's why they're going to make it 12,000.
Well, Shippuden is, I'm just glancing, so these could be counting translated episodes as well. Shippuden is at 500 episodes. Baruto is at 196. They may have translations to them. They may not. The original Naruto is 220.
Yeah, so very close.
Let me see here.
That's like 900 something. So I wasn't listening to all the numbers, but that's around 900. I heard 220, 100 something, and 600. So that's like 900.
Okay, and Bleach is sitting pretty at 366 episodes.
That's it. It seemed like it was more. You know what it is? You got
Because of so many damn fillers.
60 million characters. 60 million characters. Not
They have so many filters, and
filters.
these filler and the filler arcs.
Yes, the bounds.
It's like they're not even. It's one of those things where it's like, it's not even like a filler episode of an anime, because you can get past the filler episode in an anime because it's filler, it's fluff, it's whatevs. I'm talking like a filler episode, like one.
Yeah, one.
This one has arcs, and these arcs put you through it. Yeah. You know, all of the Sanbakuto coming to life.
No, that was a thing. No, that was a real arc.
That one was a real arc?
Yeah.
Okay, then there was another one with a lieutenant. There was a fake lieutenant that came in.
Yeah, that was fake.
Yeah.
And the bounds were fake. I think it was just two.
You go through it, and it's just like, oh God, come on, please. So yeah, Bleach gets a plus for me.
Congrats.
And yeah, that's pretty much what I would like to see a part 2. I'm waiting to see a part 2 of Bleach, as long as it's done by the same studio, because a lot of times when you switch studios, that's when balls are dropped and whatnot. And so yeah, you can't get through certain things. So yeah.
Gotcha.
All righty. So now we are at 32 minutes and 15 seconds right now. So we can go into the Mama Jamma of adaptations that we enjoy. The live action Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon.
All right. What you got to say about that?
What I have to say about that. When I first heard about it, my original impression was, oh God, no. My second impression of it was, did they really have to do this? Please. No. Then I actually had a chance to watch it, because you're the one that told me about it. And you told me that the minions were very Power Ranger Putty Patrol-esque, that Salem, that Luna looked like Salem, where it's legit a stuffed cat going like this.
Yeah.
And
a little bit of CGI sometimes.
So I was horrified.
Jeez.
Then I got a chance to watch it. And this was at a point where I wanted to see it and just to have something to laugh at, because I enjoy a good bad movie. When I was watching Fullmetal Alchemist, that felt like it was going to be a bad movie, so I didn't want to waste my time with it. But yeah, Sailor Moon, when you were telling me all of that, it seemed like it was going to be a good bad movie, as weird as that might sound. So I watched it a little bit, and one thing that they did that, when I heard it, it was really cheesy, but then when I saw it, it made sense, was the hair change.
Oh yeah.
Where they all of them have dark hair. But then when they become their alter egos, that's when they get the good wig cap and a good wig, and they put that on, and they go about their business, which excuse me, which is one thing that differs totally from the anime and the manga.
Yes.
Because let's face it, in anime and in manga, everybody's blonde, pink hair is totally okay, so is having short blue hair, that sort of thing. Whereas, if you have black hair, you're a side character.
Yes.
So so that I did appreciate.
I thought that was great because then it gave that secret identity aspect.
Yeah, it held the whole secret identity thing a little bit stronger regard, because someone with a totally different hair color, that's more than a pair of glasses,
Right.
He's looking at you, Clark Kent.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, so we go, and that did veer off from the manga and from the anime, and it veered off in one of the best ways.
Yes, it did.
2 words, folks. Dark Mercury. It was only like 3 or 4 episodes, because I was mad because the arc was so short. But at the same time, I was like, I need more evil Sailor Scouts in my life.
Yeah, especially Mercury.
Yeah. Because let's face it, Mercury is the one that everybody sells her short. But then also, real talk, at the end of the day, we all know that homie chick is like Batman, where she could sit back and be like, okay, we're going to shut this down right now. Okay, here's the plan for this one. Here's the plan for that one. Here's that plan.
It's like,
yeah, she's the one that can shut everyone down.
she
did. Yeah, she totally did. It was like, I actually kind of want to find that hard drive that I have those episodes on and watch it again.
I got mine right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what else too? The transformations. Y'all just do not know. They did not CGI, these daggone transformations. Yes, obviously something happened, but they actually found people to get into these positions
that were flexible enough to get into half of them positions, to get in all of them positions.
Spinning them around and adding clothes and stuff like that kind of thing. There was no CGI character. And then even better is the girl who plays Sailor Moon, which I cannot remember her name right now, but the girl who plays Sailor Moon has an attack in the show where she has to get in, like, it's like the scorpion. I don't know what the pose is in ballet, but it's like a scorpion. You've like seen it in the Matrix, where that back leg comes back and hooks like to the back of your leg. That chick basically grand jeté, but on the ground, she brought that leg back and she went boom. She was spinning it. And I was like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was cool. Made me want to cry a little bit. I was just like, oh. But yeah, there was some cheese. Do not mistake that. But the story, like you said, was way tighter. Queen Beryl.
But also, again, that goes
much better character.
Yeah, and see, that goes back to what I was saying before with Bleach, where the the cheese factor is more so in the human element than the environmental element.
Right.
Because there was some cheese factors with Luna, but it's Sailor Moon. It's supposed to be a talking cat. There's only so much you can do.
You knew it was going to be a struggle.
Yeah.
But I do
It's like
like that.
you go in knowing like, okay, this is gonna be a dumpster fire. Let's just see how big of a fire it's gonna be.
But you know what? They combined the Diana character and Luna together, and I thought that that was cute. So that they could also not only it's an interesting arc unto itself, but to save a little money because then
Yeah,
she turned into a girl with a tail.
yeah.
She was so cute. Actually, it was she was Rini and Diana and herself together. She was like all three of them characters. She was.
I'm just glad that they didn't go the Alan and Anne arc.
Well, that was filler.
Yeah.
So yeah, they definitely wouldn't have done that. I also appreciate that they did one of the things that they did, and it was kind of weird too, because you don't see Usagi in that way, is you always see the goofy, not confident Usagi, not the how old is she? 2, 3, 4,000 year old ruler.
We never see Neo Queen Serenity.
Yeah, you never really get to see Neo Queen Serenity because anytime that you would have seen her, she's encased in glass. We're trying to save her because we've already taken her out, so you don't get to see that character. And so to actually see her in the series, not for a brief second, but like for long periods of time, you get to see when she gets taken over by the spirit, I guess. And you get to see there's a vast difference between carefree Usagi and Princess Serenity, who was raised to rule the whole entire universe. That
Yeah.
lady's kind of scary, especially in comparison. Oh, and that lady's not only is she more serious when she's in that character, and you're almost like, wow, that's a lady who can rule things and run things, and you're like, okay, interesting juxtaposition here. But that chick is almost undefeated because they were shooting at her, and she just did like this.
She did no man's land before Diana.
She did. She was just like bam. She didn't even. She was not fazed. She moved forward. She didn't hesitate or anything.
No man's land before.
What'd you say?
Mm-hmm. I said she did the no man's land before Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she was super serious, and you never get to see. I hate to say it, but you never really get to see any real growth in the anime with Usagi. You see very subtle growth towards the end, where she just goes from being a straight out crybaby, I'm gonna run from everything, to I'm not gonna run from as much stuff. I'm a try because I know what's at stake. You never get to see that girl be confident. Not really.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
fighter. I'm saying you never get to see the person who can really run the universe in the manga, or well, in the manga you get to see it briefly. In the manga or the anime, you never really get to see.
But even then, in the manga, you really didn't get a chance to see it. The only time that I really remember seeing anything about Serenity, being Neo Queen Serenity, the only thing that I really remember was a note that she sent back to herself where she's like, funny that, yeah, you're gonna take care of Rini now. Bye.
I will be there in 20 minutes.
So yeah. So yeah, it was one of those things where it's like you don't really get a chance to see her. Like, why does she have all of this power? That's one thing that has always been a thorn in my side. Whereas, like, yeah, she's supposed to be uber powerful, but you don't tell me why. You know, you don't show me why. You don't show me how. Because we see growth from Serena to Sailor Moon Eternal, but we don't see the growth that we need for Serena to become Neo Queen Serenity.
Right. I mean, I kind of feel like, okay, it's one thing to get more used to. It's really in the different levels of her power up until Sailor Moon Eternal. Is those are really her getting access to power she already has.
Yeah.
Just because you have a lot of power, it has nothing to do with your maturity and your competency. She's just accessing stuff that she's already got. She always had the Silver Imperium Crystal, but it wasn't until she freaked out one good time that she was able to access that, and then she couldn't remember how to bring it out at will.
Yeah.
So she finally figured that out, and then you get Super S and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, she earned those things by practice, not necessarily skill, not really skill.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's a bad character. I'm saying that she is a
flawed
black character. She's almost an anti-hero in some cases.
Oh, I was going to say that I would say that Serena is a flawed character for the simple fact that, like, yeah, we don't see any growth from her, not really. Character-wise.
Flawed and still grow.
Well, yeah.
So that's why I would say flat.
Okay, so the time is now. We've been going at this for 46 minutes and 23 seconds. Let's see. You wanted to do a little bit of book team? Or we can hold off. It's up to you.
I embarrass myself with stuff coming down the background. That's what live TV is all about. I might as well do my book team.
Yeah, because you said you had another 20 minutes.
So let me tell y'all. So,
this is her brainchild.
Yeah.
This book series is her. That's her baby.
Yeah. So let me tell y'all. That darn Harry Dresden. First off, he calls himself a wizard. Really now? A wizard in Chicago? The only wizard out there is Menlo Park, and that dude's been going for a minute. But okay, he calls himself a wizard. I'll give him that. He finds people, he finds stuff. I'll give him that. But don't you know, I saw his tail out there, butt-ball naked, in the rain, with some lady in a ball gown. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what he was getting into, or, well, I take that back. We know what he was getting into. I don't know what the deal is with wizards out in the rain and storm. That mess was crazy, but he was out there. Then the police came. I don't know how they came. I don't know if anyone called him. But I'm going to tell you this. That dude, he bears watching. I'm going to keep my eye on him. I am. I'm going to keep my eye on him. Because you got a wizard in Chicago. You got to run around naked in the dark. I don't know. What are you thinking about? I thought I saw for a hot second some lightning strike him, but I know I had to be crazy. And I thought I saw this frog thing, but maybe I was just confused. But come on now, because I can't be hallucinating. And so I'm sitting here thinking to myself, all right now, but still, the dude was out there naked with a lady in the ball gown.
You hung up on that part, huh?
What can you do? How often do you see that stuff?
I'm from New York, so.
Okay, that's fair. I'm just saying, y'all might want to check out Stormfront by Jim Butcher and be amused. Because, like I said, the dude is a daggone wizard in Chicago. It'd be interesting. I'm going to keep my eye on him, see what else he cooks up. I'm just saying.
Okay, so that is the conclusion of today's episode. Next week we will probably be talking more about adaptations, so this way we can clump them all together. This will also give Tia some time to watch my favorite adaptation ever. And I was telling my macaroni heathen earlier, I will die on this hill. This is the best the best anime, well, manga to anime to live action movie adaptation that I have seen, and that is the original Raroni Kenshin trilogy. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go find it and rewatch it again throughout the week.
Because you need to make notes. I have my notes. See?
I have watched those movies so much. I don't know if I need to make notes. I can go back and watch the original anime series, and then I would need to do notes from that. Which is probably what I'll do, because these three movies, instead of taking place across the the 3 seasons that were actually put out, these were the first movie is the first season, The Wandering Samurai, and the 2 other movies are the Legend of Kyoto arc. That whole second season with Shishio. It is amazing. Amazing. So I may end up putting a pause on Run BTS and rewatch Kenshin. What? I'm rewatching the old episodes of Run BTS.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about the latest episode on Tuesday.
No.
No. It's just one day.
I'm not. No. And that's only a half hour. No.
That's why I was looking like that. I was like, it's going to be okay. I didn't realize you were going back and watching all of the other 500.
No, not that many. We are up to 138. 139 was just put out this past week. And I have been watching religiously every Tuesday since 131, which doesn't seem like it's that long ago, but I went back and I started watching from episode 1 as well. And now I'm up to episode like 35, 39, also included in with the ones that are going now. So yeah, you had watched the 24 with me, the zombie episode. So yeah, there's another one where they put poor Yoongi in a dress, and there's another I want to say it's a Run episode, but it could be a different show, where they put Namjoon RM in a Sailor Moon outfit. If I find that if I find that episode, I will show it to you. And so that will be all for us for this week. We will see you next week, next Friday at 7 p.m. So we could talk about Kenshin, and then maybe delve into a couple of adaptations that we weren't too fond of, or why we were not fond of those adaptations. Here's looking at you, Death Note. I'm not watching Death Note. I tried. That'll be next week. Okay, so don't forget to hit like and subscribe. This is on YouTube, Facebook, and my Twitch channel. So reach out, drop a note. You can contact us either way, and we will see you next week. Annyeong!